Hi guys, I'm DeVaughn. I created the page for Brachial Plexus Palsy support. I'm here with my friend Michaela,
Hey.
and she's here to ask me some questions about the page and stuff like that and
Yep.
the injury itself. So let's get that started.
Woo. Okay, so first question. What was the reason you started the project?
The reason why I started the project was, I grew up with this injury. I was born with it due to just traumatic birth, and growing up, I got bullied a lot for it, and I hated the way that I felt. I felt really like alone and sad, and I felt like I was one of the only people in the world who had this injury. But then I did some more research into it, and I learned that I'm not I'm not the only person. There's actually quite a bit of people who have the same injury as me, and I created this page so that people with this injury don't have to feel like they're alone. They can come to this page and maybe meet someone else who has injury, like sort of make a friend so a friend that knows exactly what they're going
That
through
can like
because
relate pretty
exactly because that's all I needed. All I needed was a good friend that could relate to me, and I didn't have that. So that's why I started the page.
much. Okay, so question number two. What do you hope to accomplish with this page?
Uh, for now or farther into the future?
Both.
For now, I just want to, you know, make people more aware that this is a thing. I know it's not as common as like breast cancer or
Cancer.
cancer as a whole, cerebral palsy, MS. It's not as common, but it is out there, and that's the short term goal is to make more people aware that this is a thing. This is something that affects people on a day to day basis more than people realize. But for the long term, I hope to open a somewhat like organization to you know support people who have this sort of injury. The field of work that I would like to go into is occupational therapy, and eventually I'd like to like work hands on with people who have the injury, and not only just be a physical therapist, but also be a friend to them.
Understandable. Okay, so question number three. What's your set goal for this support page?
To get some people, so to get to meet some people who have the same injury as me, and have them show support for and people who don't have the injury to show support towards those who do. I've actually gotten a few people who have actually shared the story of their children and stuff like who have the injury. I met this woman, and her 2-year-old daughter has the injury, and we were talking about how both me and her daughter love water therapy because it feels really nice on our arms and stuff.
Okay, so if I can read correctly. Question four. Can you tell the viewers what exactly brachial plexus palsy is?
So brachial plexus palsy, I'm going to face the camera for this one. So brachial plexus palsy is so the brachial plexus is a set of nerves located in your neck that control the mobility in your limbs, and there are 5 types of brachial plexus injuries. I feel bad because I can't remember them off the top of my head. There's avulsion, neuropraxia, neurotemesis. A neuroma is basically a tumor that's formed by the severed nerves. A rupture, and I feel like there's one more. Neuropraxia. Nope, I got them all. So, basically, it's basically when your nerves in your neck are damaged, and it causes paralysis. It causes lots of pain, as people know, and sort of like a sharp shooting, sometimes dull pain that just sort of lingers for a little bit. Sometimes you don't feel your arm. Sometimes when you do, all it does is hurt. Ways that people can treat this is I've had 5 different surgeries in my entire life, and I've been going to physical therapy since I was 3 days old. And it's helped. It's done wonders for me. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to do anything that I can now if it wasn't for that. I was born with an avulsion, a rupture, and the avulsion basically eventually turned into a neuroma, which is basically a tumor of all the nerves, kind of like tangling up, and I had to get that removed when I was like 5 or something like that. No, I was 2 years old when I had to get that removed. Yeah, it's
Painful.
very very painful. But yeah, for those who don't know, it's my left arm that was affected by this, and the only reason why I can do what I can do is because a lot of medical attention and also a lot of hard work, a lot of stretches, a lot of exercises, a lot of making sure that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing to get better.
Understandable. Okay. Doo-doo-doo. So question 5. How has this affected you and your family's life?
Oh, tremendously. I wouldn't be the same person if I didn't have the injury that I do. I feel like I'd be not as understanding, not as aware, and also open to learn about other people's disabilities or disadvantages, because I know what it's like growing up like that, and if I didn't have it, I don't feel like I'd have the same understanding that I do now.
Okay.
My family, my mother, she's always been super supportive of me. She takes me to physical therapy all the time. She stretches me. She goes to the gym with me. You know, it's sort of an eye-opener when your child is injured that, you know, things can go wrong, and when they do, you have to take action. My dad, he's always, you know, making sure I do my stretches and stuff, making sure that I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. He takes me to the gym too.
Just being that support system.
He's always looking for ways for me to get better. My little brother, he has to suffer through the physical therapy trips because my physical therapist lives up in Boulder, and it's a bit of a trip, and he has to come with us, and you know, he no questions asked, he just comes, and it's really nice.
That's convenient.
Very convenient.
That support is always necessary, for
yeah.
sure. Okay, so question 7. So since obviously there's a lot of people that know you're a guitarist playing in a band.
Right.
So because of that, is it difficult to play having this?
At first it was, because when I was younger, I really wanted to play